Hey guys, I'm Matt Lighty. In this video, I just wanted to go over how I very comfortably reached level 100 in solo self-found Affliction League, while only in tier 7 and tier 9 maps. I never left yellow maps, and I got level 100 quite easily, quite comfortably. And this is also how I magic find, so I just want to showcase both things, because you'll get all the loot you want and level 100 very easily by doing what I did. So the basis of the strategy is utilizing the wisps to juice your maps in conjunction with basically just Abyss, with some supplemental Delirium and Harbinger, but basically just Abyss, because it spawns the most rares. So on a wandering path tree, picking up the map effect to juice your maps, quantity, all the Abyss stuff. That gets you all the rares you need, that gets you all the experience you need, and gets you all the loot you need. Because I'm in solo self-found, I think it's pretty much required to pick up Harvest. That way you could fund your supplies using Harvest Juice, and that gets you all the scarabs you need. You can see, like, my scarabs, for example, are quite healthy. 115 gildeds, multiple stacks of wingeds, so we're off to the races. I could always swap more. The main scarabs I use are Abyss and Reliquary to give us more Abysses and more uniques, and to force it so we always get Stygian Spires to spawn, which in conjunction with purple juice from the wisps and more monster projectiles causes more monsters to spawn, because the more projectiles the spire shoots, the more things it spawns. That plus the 7th gate allows us to force Abyss for 2C, which is very easy to afford. I get like 1,000 chaos a day doing this, and that makes me always have 3 Abyss pretty much, and it's plenty of juice. You can pick whatever like tier 6 to 9 or 6 to 10 map you want. I'm picking Dark Forest. You want to roll them with +2 projectile if possible, but if you just don't have those, you know, any corrupted one, like these are perfectly good. Just want to get as much juice as you can on the map. So yeah, if I had a map from scratch, or if I have a non-corrupted one, I do. I could show you how I craft those. So we chisel, alk, and then if I had exalteds, you would roll for +2 projectile. You still can. Just starting off, you could chaos spam, or you could scour out for +2 proj. If you type in the quotes proj, it'll always come up. It'll highlight whenever it hits. And then yeah, you could technically get a 6 mod from doing this, but mostly it's going to be a 4 or 5 mod. That's why you need exalteds to get the other extra mods on the map. But you could you know, Val as well to make it unID'd. UnID'd maps have 20 quantity. So if you want to take that step further, you can. I know it seems like we're investing a lot in maps, but you'll get paid back in dividends, as we'll show in a mere moment. So there's a 5 mod one. So that one would have been great to do, but it's actually pretty high quantity, so I'll probably keep it. If you have a lot of maps, you could again Val it for going for unID'd, but it might ruin the map. It didn't, so that worked out perfectly. So that's just 20 more quantity because it's unID'd. And then for the last scarab, it depends what you want. Like, you could put on, you know, if you have 2 extra slots, you could just put on sack frags for quantity. Totally fine. If you're looking for specific divination cards, you can put on divination scarabs. Or if you want just more mobs to spawn, Harbinger is also fine. I'm looking for specific div cards for divination. I do Dark Forest for the Mad. I don't know if I have a Mad King card. Well, the Mad King card is the one that gives you you know, the aspect pieces for Adorns. That's why I have that on. But okay, so we have our thing. If you have sextants, you can use them. I don't need them. Being tier 9, I have 1 Voidstone in, but I don't really use them. But I put on Abyss for 2C. If you want any master missions, you can put them on. I say to probably shy away from Indicate, because I just combined Immortal Syndicate from Betrayal, because it occupies a lot of the map, and I feel like it's pretty likely to eat an Abyss. What I mean by eat an Abyss is that, like, a map can only have so many things on it at once. So if you just start overloading your map with like League mechanics, most likely you only ever get 2 Abyss to spawn and not 3. So I just pop on Nico because I also want Delve stuff, so that one's pretty not offensive for space. It's just a little sulfite nugget, so yeah. Abyss, Nico, there's our map, there's our scrabs, and then this is where we begin. So that's like all the prep work done, right? There's a pretty high chance we'll get Delirium, and then we'll probably get a Harbinger, and we're hoping that our Wildwood is good. And I'll show you how to do that as well. That'll be ideal. So there's our Delirium. You can hit it now, doesn't matter, and then you want to just hop right into the Wildwood. Okay, so from here, like, we want purple, and then yellow's the next best thing. I don't see either, unfortunately. I just see blue. So we're gonna want to be like kind of slow and meticulous and methodical about how you approach the Wildwood. So I don't see any purple, but I do see some purple mobs. So we're gonna follow the blue trail down here and hope it eventually leads to purple, basically. All right, so we got a vendor. That's not what we want. I don't see any purple in sight, so we're gonna reverse to conserve our Wildwood juice. We'll have to follow the other trail this time. And see if it leads us to anything better. Okay, eggs. Eggs are also not good. I'm just trying to carefully not waste our stuff here. So that both those routes have been duds. This is like a pretty terrible Wildwood. So we could go north here now and hope to find something of note. If you like kind of stand still, some of the mobs will come to you and maybe infer your decisions. I see a shrine up there, so that's also not good. This is like a horrific Wildwood. We have a blue vendor, eggs, and a shrine. So that's real bad. There could be something directly to the right. We're hoping that something is over here. But if not, we just got like a total dud Wildwood, which happens. Yeah, so like you can invest in a Wildwood pretty heavily, and like invest in a map and still get dick for, you know, wisps. Like it happens. More times than not, you'll get like 4,000 or 5,000 of the one you want. But yeah, this has been not ideal. Thank God for a couple of these purple mobs. We at least get some amount of purple juice. This purple juice gives projectiles and rarities. More projectiles equals more, you know, rares that spawn off of the Stygian Spire. So yeah. And as far as MF gear for wearing this, I have 2 Ventors on, and that's it. You don't even have to use that. For the majority of my time, I didn't use Ventors. I just had rare rings, so that's totally fine. Any sort of juice on the edge, you want to kind of like rim around and grab what you can. But this one, like, is like I said, pretty abysmal. You can just hop into the darkness to get pooped out. So we're here. Now we're just looking for Abyss. I still recommend full clearing the map because there's no reason not to. There's going to be 2 guaranteed spawns, one from the Scarab, one from the map device. And then the last one is like our, you know, 90% chance to spawn. So there's the Abyss. There's our first Abyss. We'll pop this. It's going to either jump 2 to 4 times. You're looking exalted. And you want to make sure you kill all the magic and rare mobs around it. If you, for some reason, leave rare mobs up, it could just end and despawn, which you do not want. Okay, it's moved again. So it's either going to stop here or it's going to spawn the Spire. The Spire is going to be quite weak. It probably died instantly. It did, yeah, just a pro lift. Oh no, it didn't. It's right there. I got hit it like once or twice. Okay, that's probably good. So when it takes a certain amount of damage, basically when it drops below like 60%, it'll automatically spawn both the sets of mobs. And because I'm a Magi, I could see them. It's very, very helpful to be a Magi for this. And basically, yeah, I just want to like kind of tickle the mobs out from the Spire because I don't want to accidentally kill the Spire. So I'm just going to kind of rim the side, and I just kill the rares this way. Now, there's also a very good chance, again, because this map has very low juice, that the Spire will just die. That is not Defiance of Destiny. But yeah, we're just going to try to kill as many magic mobs as we can without breaking the Spire in the middle, because we don't want any rares to despawn or anything to happen. But you'll get, like, you know, if the map has +2 proj, you have even like 2,000 purple juice, you'll get like 50, 60 rares. So it's pretty good. And if it doesn't look like a lot of loot's dropping, I have like an aggressively tight filter. You hold Alt, you can see what's on the ground. It's good to have one. This might kill everything. Nope, we're good. But yeah, I just kind of dance around the spires, trying to get the rares out. There we go. Okay, we got a couple over here. And yeah, the maps are pretty juiced, so even if it's a tier 9, it's can be kind of rippy. You just want to play smart, know what your build can handle. Like for me as a Pathfinder, like Siphon Flasks is very spooky, so I try to be cognizant of that existing. Looks like there's only 2 rares up top still. But I could probably kill the spire now. That should be okay. Yeah. That's pretty much everything from that one. So that's the gist of how to handle that. And now we got up to 2 more Abyss in the map. Not to mention there's probably a Harvest. And I skip bosses. I don't think there's much point, especially like doing Rigwald is like annoying. But yeah, you want to do your Harvest and do your extra Abyss, and you'll get all the loot you need. And you get tons of experience doing this. Even if you're in a tier 9 map, there's just so many rares that the experience rates are pretty redonkulous. So yeah, it's good. Singular focus means the only maps that are going to drop are whatever you have favorited. You want to do something like dropping Harbinger on the tree and picking up more duplication nodes, so when you do get maps you get 2. That's totally fine. Harbinger doesn't really add a whole lot to the mix. You can add Beyond, but you're not going to have Beyond on most maps, and I don't feel like crafting Beyond on the map with 7th Gate's worth it. I feel like it's just better to just have on an extra Abyss, so I just typically like the Abyss, like the full-on Abyss strategy better. Of all the things I tested, that one felt the best for getting to 100 and getting loot, so yeah. And I've, doing this method, over the past couple weeks I've found we're at 15 T0s, although like most of them are not good, but to be fair, most T0s aren't good. I found every single tier 1 in the game, except for 1, unfortunately, but it's like the one I need. But yeah, every single tier 1 multiple times, every single jewel at least 5 times. So if you want to collect uniques, this is also a great way to go about that. And you can play a build that uses more or less amounts of magic find gear. That just depends on your comfortable levels, you know. You want to hit 100 though, I would probably build a little tankier and just run like things like Ventors or Bisco's Belt. Looks like we probably had one of our Abysses eaten. It happens. It's a little annoying. I mean, they could still be over here. I've only seen it once. There's definitely a second one. Yep, there is. Okay, we got all our Abysses fun. Yeah, like I said, when you have if you don't introduce a lot of exterior mechanics, you'll most likely not lose Abyss. When I put on Winged Scarabs, I do like Abyss Sextant, I almost always lose an Abyss, so I kind of feel like it's not worth really investing in Winged Scarabs and the Sextant on a map like this. Depends on your map. You just gotta be smart about your layout. Again, because like if it's a more crowded layout, like this one has a lot of trees, but I'm hunting a div card, you could do a different map. Maybe it has a better, you know, rate of loss. Things like Dunes is good, because it's just a big old open map. But yeah, time for the second Abyss. Hopefully they don't stack up. It's really annoying when you get multiple Abyss stacking up, because it's like hard to kind of loot. If you have a proper map, like as far as like we got no wisps, but if you got like good wisps, looting, I would definitely push Z to hide loot. It becomes unmanageable trying to actually kill things. Okay, here's our Spire. It has nothing on it, so it just dies instantly. It's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. It feels bad to kill the Spire accidentally, but if your Spire's dying accidentally, it's because the map doesn't have any juice anyway. And if the map doesn't have any juice anyway, it kind of doesn't matter if you just blow through the map and then just move on with life. There's going to be a lot of maps you put in that just like are turds, you know? That's kind of okay. It's just part of the course. 1 in 10 maps are going to be absolute bangers, right? And they'll have things like, you know, drop like 10 divines and have, you know, 600 chaos on the ground. Like all those things will happen once every like 10 or 15 highly invested maps. So they'll all pay for themselves eventually. It's just a matter of investing and being patient. So like even if I were to hit the Spire and and destroy it, it wouldn't be a massive loss on a map like this. We still try. So this one was good as far as its placement, so we just kind of, you know, kite the rares around, try to keep our distance because we don't want to accidentally kill the spire. You're in no rush, just be patient, do a little dance. They'll come to you, a lot of them. Most of the rares will come to you. There's like 2 types of abyss rares that basically spawn here. The carrion golems are the ones you want because they're the ones that run right up to. Like a friendly dog. Okay, I think that's probably it after those 2 here. What was it? Yeah, that's all. Okay, no more rares. Alright, so that's that. So that was our map. We didn't get any map returns. We didn't really get anything to drop, and that's because our Wildwood was pathetic in the amount of wisps it gave us. So, like I said, you'll get maps like this. These are the dud maps. This is the worst case scenario. Happens half the time. You take what you take and you move on. So now we have some resources to spend if we wanted, but let's just pop in an additional map here. We'll just take like whatever, this one's fine, and re-up. And say hypothetically I ran out of abyss scarabs, right? Well, you take whatever gilded you have that are expendable. So for me it's like those, right? And then we're gonna use the purple juice to re-roll them into things we want. Okay, so you know, I want things like expedition, just for my own collection of things. Reliquary is good, that sort of stuff. So you just use the use this to roll your stuff around any which way you want, and eventually you'll hit like the scarabs you want to get. You'll in, you know, very large quantities. So don't worry about that. It's just a matter of time before you get what you want. And again, if you're worried about maps, like put in cartographer as your last one. A bigger question I get quite often is like, what do I do about initial investment? You could run like, you know, whatever, 20 tier 1 maps that are just chiseled and alped, which are basically free chiseled and alped in this league, right? And then do no scarabs. And eventually you'll just get a scarab drop where you hit a rare and it drops 30 scarabs. And then you could start to build your base of currency and go from there. So this one is, we see a bunch of yellow. So we're going to follow the yellow. I see purple. I'd like to do purple. But for now, we're just going to, oh, the yellow died. I see a little flecks of purple. It's not looking great for where we're being headed here. Kind of try to follow the wisps. All right, so there's the vendor. So we could backtrack now. You know that that's like a dead end. We see purple here. See purple, go to purple. All right, so there's purple. That's a good chunk. You want to try and not do the events as you find them, because you want to... You could do that like at the end. You could actually clear the events at the end. But looks like we're about to probably end here in a second. And that's okay. This is like your pretty standard amount of juice you get. Like a couple thousand of each. And this is actually all you need. 2,000 of each is plenty to get some big results. Like, do you want more? Obviously. But 2,000 of each is plenty. Ooh, extender. Can we get it? I did. Alright, so we have a little bit more juice to play with now. Okay, so we got about 2,500 yellow and purple, which is perfectly fine. Right? That's like a great amount for just like your standard map. So we're going to go find our abysses and hope to get some goodies. Once you start getting good wisps, you'll start getting rares that, with the right mod combinations, become extra tanky for your build. As long as you could just like sit there and eat it, it's no problem. If a rare takes 5 minutes to kill, that's fine. It's probably because they're going to drop a large quantity of items. So don't feel bad just to sit here and, you know, slap the shit out of a rare. Always prioritize getting purple from the harvest. That's what we use to swap our scarabs around. That's the backbone of like our sustaining. So purple is really good. You want to get as much purple as possible. You can never have enough. You'll always have tons of scarabs, so swapping is very, very useful. Okay, so this is a good example of where my map unfortunately bugged and did not spawn more than 1 abyss, despite us paying for 2 abyss guaranteed with a almost guaranteed 3rd. Most likely the Trial Master has gobbled up our Abyss, asshole. So, yeah, it just happens sometimes. It's annoying. Nothing you can do about it. Just move on. But, yeah, we'll still have one good one here. Hopefully, one big juicer. But, yeah, just kill the rares and follow the trail. Alright, there it is. Gentle taps. Try to kill it. Stand far away. And start killing rares as they walk to me. So, in this scenario, I gotta, like, kind of probably hit the Spire one more time if possible without killing it. You could, like, auto-attack. You could use your movement skills if you're just trying to tickle it. It's not, like, the easiest thing to do. I'm just gonna attack it and probably just gonna die. That's fine, too. But you could be, you know, as gentle as you want. Okay, because our map failed us. We only have one Abyss. But this is what we got, you know, from our one Abyss in the map. So... things to Val, desirable uniques, Creeping Frost. I don't know why I have that. But yeah, you'll get every unique a billion times over doing this method. And we got a map back that time, so that's good. So you can keep on keeping on. Again, like you want to know, you know, what you can and can't do. That one's fine. So we'll give it an Exalt, then give it a Val and hope it on IDs. And it did nothing. That's okay. Abyss is on. Send it. Rage. To goodness. No Delirium. Sad. Into the Wildwood. Nothing but blue. I see a fleck of purple. You could follow the fleck. Don't forget to always edge. Always be edging in the Wildwood. You want to suck up any of those little nuggets of wisps on the side as possible. You'd be surprised the difference it makes. You could do like an extra 1,000 wisps easily by edging. Don't feel bad when you get a map that has like a lot of blue wisps, because even though it's not what you want for magic finding, it's not what you want for spawning rares to level, it will give you more currency, which is more funding for the things you want to do. So even in the bad scenarios, it's still okay. Nothing's quite like the lag of killing a rare that is triple wisped and everything's hidden in the filter and then the little wisps fly out of it and nothing drops but it. Just a really good feeling, you know? So unfortunately in this map, even though I have triple wisp, my Spire spawned with literally nothing on it. No wisps on the Spire. This can happen. Nothing you could do about it. You just kill trash and move on, you know? It's just part of life. Again, not every Abyss is going to be the one. Not every map is going to have all the bells and whistles, but even the bad ones are good. That's part of this. Now, how do I do damage to this thing without actually killing it? I'm just going to Whirling Blades through it. And look, it triggered the extra 2 spawns. So you could be pretty creative with how to like manage these, even if they don't spawn with wisps, so they're incredibly weak. As long as you just either, you know, you could auto attack, you could use your movement skill. Just be smart about it. There's really no reason you should be killing your, you know, killing your Spire accidentally. But yeah, that's about it. That's pretty much how I got to 100, and you know, that's how I could pretty much get every unique in the base game to just drop through this process. Just keep doing what I was doing, and eventually you'll hit like the nut maps that really pay off. You could pretty much, like I said, go infinite on resources. There's no problem for that. For acquiring chisel if you run out, I don't know why this is the thing, but you need to know, but like, you just do Keurig missions. So like if I was just sending a Keurig mission, right, this is how I get my chisels back if I run out. He sells chisels. Oh, look, a Cortex. Okay. He sells chisels for 8C. It's a great deal. I would buy those every single Keurig mission. If you want, you could like even pick up Keurig spawn rates to just get more chisels. But yeah, I don't run out of any resources. I literally always go infinite. So, you know, use your Scarab swaps, use your harvests to do what you gotta do. Get your Abyss Scarabs like that. And yeah, you too can go infinite doing yellow map Abyss MFing to level 100, as I have been doing. It's fun. It's cool to see every unique. It's cool to, like, you know, especially when you want like ones to Val. Like, these are all Badge of the Brotherhoods I've been valing, and you get everything you ever wanted, you know, in Path of Exile. So that's it. That's my TED Talk. I've been Matt Lighty. This has been how to MF your way to level 100 in yellow maps, and you know, with ease. If you want to check my actual profile, you can check my build in the description, but any build could do this sort of things. Just pick one that can survive and could kill things. That's all you gotta do. So yeah, any questions, feel free to ask them. I'm Mathew Lighty, and have a good day. Bye-bye.